Let's see the quick demo of dev tunnels in .NET Aspire, which can expose your web application or microservices or any APIs all over the net or internet. So here, see, my application is running in this dev tunnel URLs, and which can expose anywhere, and I can access that one, so that I can just test it over here. So simply I can just ask, write a story about here, but this time I'm using this devtunnel URL and send it over here. Now I'm getting that response as well. There is a no issues, which is not actually, which is hosting in our local host, but when I expose this using devtunnel, so we can access this URL all over the world. So that's how actually, see, now I'm getting the response. Same things I can check that other complete application. So all complete application is this, actually it's working fine using this devtunnel URLs, right? And instead of localhost, yeah, that we will integration over here. So yeah, let's moving to start implementation. So before we start implementations, I'm especially recommend, if you first time visit my channel, go to my channel, which is .NET real world example, and here this couple of session actually I'm just continuous created over here, like using a .NET Aspire and building your agent, like how we can build an agent in using Microsoft framework. So yeah, I'm especially recommend those are things actually, just go through, because I'm taking same repository which is over here, AI agent Aspire app agent Microsoft agent framework. You also can get from my GitHub link. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just cloning my repo, this one, and just open it. So now this is opened my application, and this is that uh, solution structure, like which have this two microservice, like one is that this API service, agent API service, and then one product API service, and this is my host project, and this is my web applications. Okay, so yeah, everything I explained over there my previous session, so I'm not going to again to explain. So what I need to do, first I'll let me open this application, existing application, and see what we have right now, and then we will start to implementation. So application got running, and yeah, over here now see, those are microservices, agent service or product service. They are also large language model integration, and there is a gateway also we have using as a gateway to use this our microservices. So if you run this application, just simply, if you can just run, now see, you can run with this your local host only, right? And this is only can run or access this application inside your current local system, right? So that's how actually come this dev tunnels, which can allow to expose this URL to the dev tunnel URLs, that default dev tunnels URLs, which can access all over the India until your application or this local system will running, right, till running. So that is actually that functionality, or that is the feature of devtunnels, so that we have to integrate. So but yeah, currently see, whatever application in localhost is completely working fine, but yeah, once we integrate that devtunnels, so definitely that will be exposed all over the world, and that application should work as expected. So that actually the real scenario is that, suppose you are just building some application and all in your local, but you want to access that application in outside this system, so that you can show some demo and all, right? So that is the flexibility provide this step tunnels. So let me go to implementation. So look, let me close that, go to that applications, and nothing need to more over here, only just change it to in here, like aspire as aspire app host project, and right click on that, go to that. Actually we need a one package which is newly provided in .NET Aspire, so you can just use this package, which is that, I think dev tunnels, look like dev tunnels. So search for this, which is name is Aspire hosting dev tunnels. So install that. So and also it is currently is a preview, so use that. Installed, apply, accept. So one package actually you have to record, which you have to install. So once you install, now close that, go back to app host project, go to app host.cs file, and then here now see there's a couple of configuration which already we made, right? So this is Olama configuration, like there's a large language model configuration, this is a Redis configuration, and this is our agent API service, microservice, and this is our product API service, and this is also gateway, and this is our finally web application, right? So what I can do for this dev tunnel, simply I have to use builder dot. So let me use it over here, and not here actually. I have to use at the last before build.run, because I want to expose web applications, like whatever web application I want to expose that, and also this gateway, right? So that everybody can access the APIs, all that APIs, all the microservice, right? So these two things I will expose. So how we can do that? Simply I can use as a builder dot add dev tunnel. So see, this is that extension which is coming from that that package, aspire hosting dev tunnels, right? So use that, and then here you can just mention your name, whatever name, container name. So let me add this something dev tunnels, or whatever name you want, so you can just refer it, but I'll just refer it over here and here. So there is a couple of extension is over here. So as of now, if you want to access directly, so I can provide as a with. So if you access this with the anonymous, yeah, see, with anonymous access, that means currently you can, anyone can access, there's a no restriction. But if you want to some restriction and all, so you can just restrict, but as of now I'll show you without restriction. So just simply you can just create this container, right, which can handle all that settings and all. But one more thing actually, before we start this, so basically you have to record depth tunnel CLI in your local system, right? So for that, how you can install that? So there is a one nice document actually, the Microsoft document provided how you can install your depth tunnels CLI. So I'm not going to do that, it's just simple process. So you see, it is the Windows, for the Windows, Mac, Linux, whatever system you have, so you can just use for Windows this command which can install. And once you if you have already, so you can just upgrade also there is a PowerShell command. And once you complete CLI, so you just simply logged in, and that logged in with your GitHub account. Okay, so simply you can just access with once you logged in this command, like devtunnels user login, so it is asking to actually Microsoft or GitHub account. So just especially recommend use that GitHub account, right, because we have already. Or if you don't have, just create a dummy, or as a fake GitHub account, or you can just access. So once you're done, that's it. Okay, and also you can just check it using this command, that's it. So once you're done, now you can able to use this functionality, because without CLI it won't work. So this feature and everything is works, but once you run, definitely it will ask actually, so it is missing. So it is missing depth tunnel CLI, so you have to install. So that's why that's prerequisite for that. Install your CLI first, depth tunnel CLI. It is pretty much simple, right? So once you're done, now see, I just build a container, right? And just configuration, I just set that configuration, you can say. And once you've done the configuration, what I can do, simply I can set is a tunnel, right? So simply I can store as a tunnel, and yeah, same things. Now I can use this tunnel for whatever I want to expose, right? Suppose I want to expose web application, I want to expose gateway, right, whatever gateway microservices. So for that I can use like this way, like tunnels, use tunnels dot with reference So that with reference use this gateway. So now see, I am getting this gateway. There is a gateway, and also you can use wait for. So until your gateway completely run, so this will wait. Okay, and this is the reference. So you just giving that response to dev tunnel, so it will expose your gateway URL as a dev tunnel URL, so that you can get anywhere. Okay, similar, you can use that multiple actually. So see, currently I'm using for this one dev tunnel for gateway. Similarly, you have couple of things you want to expose. So like for example web application, right? So let me store it as a variable again. So this is our web app. So if I just store as a web app, same things I can just use over here, tunnels dot with reference for web app. That's it. Now this is two tunnels actually. I just expose this. One is for gateway, all the microservice, one is for web application. That's it. Okay, and let me build it. Okay, now build succeed, so I can run it. So let me run it. Now my application got running, and see, as of now they are trying to start. Now see, this is my dev tunnel, right? And this is one of the gateway, and this is my web application. So those two tunnels actually they're trying to start. And also if you observe over here, now currently actually this application I am just creating only for HTTP, so it have only HTTP, that's why it is showing only this HTTP. But if your application support HTTPS and all, so those gateway actually those tunnels also will be created over here. And yeah, I think almost done, but only for pending here. And here actually you have to check, if you see that console log. So yeah, they see they are looking for devtunnel CLI actually to start. So that's why I I suggested, so before you start, so definitely you have to install the devtunnel CLI. So make sure you have installed devtunnel CLI. So once you devtunnel CLI, actually that first time, if you trying to this dev tunnel, so actually it is asking to GitHub logging itself over here in the top, right? But currently I already logged in, I guess, in the demo time, so that's why it is not visible. But yeah, definitely you are able to see in the top section just logging to GitHub. So make sure just authenticate over here one time. Okay, so once you give the one time, so it will allow to access. So what I can do simply, if I just run first, I'll check that gateway, click on that gateway. Okay, and see over here in the first time also it will ask actually, so you have to continue about that connection developer tunnels, right? So you can just simply continue. Once you continue, now your URL got exposed, right? So how we can get access? So for example, I have microservice over here. For example, I have two microservice. One is that product, then API, and then products. Okay, so once you hit enter, now see, I'm getting that response properly using that devtunnel URL as well, right? Same things actually you can expose all that API, but let me check it for our application as well. So this is my web application which is hosting this devtunnel URL, and if I just run it over here, now see, again every URL actually first time you are trying to access, so it will ask to this. Okay, simply you can just continue, that's it. And now your application got exposed in this URL, like this public URL. And if I just click that product, now see, I'm getting that properly response of that microservices internally, right? There is a no breaking. And also weather forecast also working. Let me check agent API. So for the agent API, let me try to write a story, which will write a story by this agent, send it. Now I'm getting that response. Yeah, there is a revise agent, like editor agent. So this is my create story agent, and this is editor agent. So nicely actually they created story where there isn't, and which is coming from this expose endpoint, right? So that's how actually you can just build. And also if you want to see the trace and all, so if you go to trace, so here let me go up, here. See, they are just calling this API and then Olama and all, right? So but yeah, idea is like whatever you are actually calling internally calling, they happening, but actually basically they expose your application all over that world. And this is a nice feature actually for devtunnel. So that pretty much good for this session. And before close this session, actually what I'll do, I'll just push these changes so that you can utilize. So let me stop that. And here, yeah, so this is just two changes. So okay, so I'll just made also this comment, integrate devtunnels for expose your app all over the world, right? Simply I can just push these changes, that's it. Okay, so yeah, that's all. Thank you, have a nice day, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.